Fáilte, welcome to a week in the life of a Gaelic writer. I'm going to start with an advertisement, Sanas, for something that is happening next week. Na Iachgoin, sé Seachgoin Leorich na Hallapa of Isan. It will be Book Week Scotland, and the Gaelic Books Council will be hosting a number of events, one of which I will be participating in. And this is on Thursday the 30th of November at 6:30 in the shop in Mansfield Street in Glasgow. Look on the Gaelic Books Council website or on their Facebook page for all the details. Share Story Savat of Isan, a Gaelic story slam, an instant story created by myself, Mary Enich George and Shonak Monk, based on the suggestions from the audience. So if you fancy getting involved in that, please come along, 6:30, Thursday the 30th, at the Gaelic Books Council shop in Mansfield Street. I would like to say that these stories will be based on our ingenuity and our quick-wittedness and our response to the audience suggestions. We may find ourselves reduced to panic and discombobulation. I don't know, we just have to see how it will work, but it can sometimes be great fun just to throw some ideas together and see what happens in the room, in the moment, and I think it's going to be tremendous fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, working with Shonak and Mary and all the lovely people at the Gaelic Books Council, so I hope you'll come along to that. Ach, cael dynas y je hachar yn siachgynse, va class act. So we bring me in class act raya. The Traverse Theatre does this project with schools, usually with schools in the Edinburgh area, but sometimes further afield. And this year I've been working with James Gillespie's High School and their S5 Gaelic class, and who between them created 5 short plays which were performed on Thursday night at the Traverse alongside the plays written by pupils from the Royal High School. Agus femi mira ho mochel sahami as a hula dunya as na skrifter an ága as na stúrichen moran agus Liz of a stúrig na Jalvan Cluche agus as na klessichen va skipper de klessichen ekano Bearla agus Gaelic, and they all applied themselves, the young people applied themselves to creating these plays in the first place. And then once the rehearsals started, the professional actors and directors took over, and this is one of the important things about Class Act, that everybody takes this seriously. This isn't just some little project for school children. These are the newest writers for the Traverse Theatre. Es gaan nou gyrach govelet goven Jalvan Cluche inish ach edvi evan arstorla ach govel na scriptichen ach inish ed oishig an a leor. So they are now produced and published playwrights agus mialav an neach a chuda dunya. That was, the performances were on Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Friday, again at the Traverse, there was a symposium about Class Act, which involved not only people who've been involved in the project in Scotland, but people who have been doing a similar project, a Class Act project, in Russia and the Ukraine. They've been doing it for 10 years in Russia and for 3 years now in Ukraine. Where, of course, there is a war going on, and one of the things that the Ukrainian project does is it brings young people from the East and the West and pairs them up together, and they write from opposite sides of the political divide. They write their plays, and I was interested in the fact that there is a choice between writing in Russian and writing in Ukrainian. It's a very political choice, perhaps a dangerous choice in some cases, a choice that will upset a young person's parents or teachers. And everyone who works with these young people said it's never the young people who are the problem. It's always the other pressures that are being brought to bear on them outside of the project that seem to find great difficulty with the political choices that have to be made. But this is what theatre can do. It can create a space that allows conflict to be explored, perhaps not resolved, but it has a social function that some people can forget about. I think it's easy to say, oh, theatre is just about entertainment and fun, and it doesn't have a real significance. It certainly does, and I think that was very clear from some of the things that the Russian and Ukrainian practitioners were telling us yesterday. It was quite moving to hear about some of their experiences. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I would do class act again in a heartbeat. And if any other playwright is asked, would you like to be involved in class act, I would say, do it, definitely do it. Oh, except don't do it because I want to do it again. So that was wonderful, and I hope that there will also be another opportunity for Gaelic speaking children to take part in class act in future. And one final thing about the symposium is just to give a big shout out to the interpreters, because some of the Russian and Ukrainian visitors didn't speak English, so there were some students who were providing both a whispering translation and consecutive whispering interpretation and a consecutive interpretation, and they did that all day long. It was a big long day for them, and hats off to them because it's a tough job, and they did it brilliantly. And that's the sort of thing that can be overlooked, I think, when everybody's just concerned about what is the guest saying. Well, there's someone sitting by their side all day long who is working back and forth between the two languages. So yes, that was class act and the class act symposium, and I'm just delighted to have been involved in both. So, it's not just Gaelic stuff that's happening. Have a look at the Scottish Book Trust site. Have a look at local events in your area, in libraries, wherever you are. There is bound to be something going on with Book Week Scotland. Ach mar a thuairisc mí ag an thoiseach, dear steine, an lama dheireg den tawing, ag léiris de sia, fesgur dear steine, thuairt mí dear steine. Ag bú Carlin an leorichin an an glasafu, bí fáilte chríhil oribh uleg, ag stóri a savat, ha mí dochas go féich mí ansú. Agus mar sin gus an nachach goin, ha mí dochas go bíisiúh a lévig agus a scríbig, agus go féich mí a ríhisteamh.